In this video I will show some more features of the Deig editor, and the one thing that can be quite useful is the debugger. So before we just run the game, but you can also choose debug, and this is a step-by-step execution of the logic. So you can use the spacebar or the button here to step through the scene. And in this case we saw that the random node was first selected, and then we enter the act node, and when we step, we get here. And now in this case you play in this small window in the debug. So if we select the door here, we get to the logic of the door, which in the previous video we added a condition to check if we have the key. And then you can see down here the variables in the scene, and now they are gray, and the minus sign means they are false. So if we continue, we will take the bottom exit, and we will
locked.
Play the act node that is locked. So now we pick the key. And now we can't see the whole logic here, but...
What is this? A key. Should I pick it up?
And now we activate the dialog node, and then we can select here in the window.
Yeah.
Yes.
I take it.
And now we enter the set variable node, and now we see that the have key name here gets green and a plus sign. This means that we have the key. But you can, if you want to test things, manually toggle the variables by clicking them. So you don't need to play all parts of the game. You can just set up for a situation if you want to. And now we see that the condition is true, and we get to the bedroom. So that's quite useful. Some things we haven't talked about is the text-to-speech generation, and that is handled in the characters menu here. And actually you can use different TTS systems. If you have a Mac, you can use the built-in OS X text-to-speech, which is quite good. On PC it's not as good, but there is at least 2 voices, I think. And you also have a Google TTS that we use now. And what you need to do is to set up the characters. And if you want to add a character to a game, you just name them in the dialog, and they will appear here. So for example, if we go over and say we will want a new character, we want some woman here. You can add some character sprites for her. I don't remember which to use. Yeah, this is more a girl maybe, but let's pick her. Okay, so sorry, now I put her here. Yeah, never mind. She's in the kitchen, and we want her to say hi. Then we can just name her something. We call her woman, and she says hi, like this. And then we can go to set up the woman. We want a different image, and we can select her voice.
Test text.
And we can change the pitch.
Test text.
And the speed.
Test text.
And now if we run.
Hey.
Hi. Hi.
We have a new character. So that's quite straightforward. If you want to have several chapters in the game, you can add chapters, and then once the scene ends, you get to the next chapter. I don't know if you remember in the previous video we made the chapter end when we have talked to the chef and selected the box. So we add a new chapter here. We get an empty scene, so we can, for example, have end place like this. Add image. So this could be the last place we get to. So now this is the end, and then we can add this chapter end here. So if we go back to chapter 1 now and play the whole game.
Hey.
We need to go to the chef.
Who are you?
I'm.
Bye.
So now we talk to the chef.
What is? Should I?
We take the
I
key.
take it. I miss the chef.
So now we have the chapter end, and we can continue. And we get to the second chapter, and this is the end. And you may notice that in the second chapter we didn't have any voice, but that's because when we try to run, they ask about the current chapter. So if we want to generate, we can go to this one and run it directly, and it will be generated.
This is the end.
And now you notice that there is no continue here, it's just new game.
Hi.
And we get to this scene. So that's the way the chapters work. You can export the game. You can change the game name. So we can call this the test game instead. And we can export it. And you put it in some good place. And then you can send it to someone else, or you can just keep a backup like that. In the utils menu, you have a list of the variables used. In chapter 2, we have nothing. In chapter 1, we have key and talk to chef, and then you can trace and see where are they used. That can be good to check if your logic is right. You have a show warning. Everything is fine, it says, but if you, for example, has conditions on all choices here, you make a mistake, you add some conditions here, and you take show warnings, then it complains that the no ID variable is never set, and also that the dialog node has condition on all choices. That's dangerous, because if you try to run this game.
Hey. What is this? Should I pick it up?
It gives you an error. There's nothing to do in this. So that's can be useful. So we remove the conditions here. And everything is fine again. So that's about it for now. Bye bye.